Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me. I hope you find these sessions beneficial as much as I find them beneficial in expressing my thoughts and my feelings. So yeah, thank you for being here. This episode, I want to talk about something that I think is very important to discuss and something that I found useful in my life. I've tried to implement this in my life and I found it very useful. And I think it's important for us to discuss this. Now, when we have difficulties in life, all of us go through difficulties in life, we often end up complaining about these difficulties and thinking why is life so hard? Why does it have to be this way? Why does it have to be in a certain way and not another way? Why does it have to be so difficult? And why can't it just be easy so that we can live a good life? And that's a valid question. I've asked myself that question as well. Why can't it just be easy? But in reality, we go through a journey in life, and life is meant to be difficult. That's the whole point of life. Like there's no point of not having a difficult life. Socrates famously said that the unexamined life is a life not worth living. You have to live that examined life where you're constantly put under test and pressure to deliver, and then you prove to yourself and to everyone around you and to God, if you believe in God, that you can deliver. You can be the person you're meant to be, and be the person you're supposed to become, and reach the place you need to reach to. So difficulties are part and parcel of life. And when we go through difficulties, when I go through a difficulty, I find it useful to just take a step back, just take a moment to reflect. I told you I like journaling a lot, so I sometimes sit down and just put my thoughts on paper, because I feel like sometimes it's easy to just express what you're going through, and then just think about what the difficulty is, why it's happening, what could be the ultimate purpose of the difficulty, what can you do to sort it out, to solve it, and all of these things. It helps to just sit down, to ponder, to reflect, and all of these things are useful to have, when you go through these difficulties. Now, if you look at if you look at Abraham Maslow, so Abraham Maslow was an American psychologist in the 20th century, and he came up with what is now famously known as the Maslow's hierarchy of being, or needs, hierarchy of needs. And he basically made a pyramid structure where he said that human needs are can be divided into different levels of the pyramid, and obviously the bottom level is the bottom level, and then as you move up, you go up the pyramid. So in the pyramid, in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the bottom of the pyramid is all the physiological needs, so all the food, the water, the drink, the physical needs, etc. They're all there. And then as you move up, you have the needs of safety. So you have like living spaces, freedom, the sense of feeling safe, etc. And then as you move up another level, you have belonging and love, and that's where you have the love and relationships in life, things that give you contentment and joy in life. And then you move up a level up, you have esteem, and esteem is where you develop your self-confidence and you're able to articulate yourself in a way that gives you power and strength in front of other people, and to yourself as well. And that's the next level. And then you have the highest level. The highest level is self-actualization, and some psychologists call it transcendence as well. And that is like the place to be, right? That is where you go through this whole process of growth and self-actualization, where you try and discover who you are. You look inwards and see who you really are, and try and like improve yourself and become a better person, etc. And that's the highest level of self-actualization and self transcendence. Now, a lot of us, many of us, myself included, we are trying to aim towards this whole self-actualization, this whole this place of transcendence, where we go through this journey in life where we're trying to develop ourselves and improve ourselves and become better. But if we take a step back, the only reason I can do all of that stuff is because my bottom tiers have been met. I don't need to worry about food, to some extent. I don't need to worry about water. I don't need to worry about whatever. I don't know. I don't need to worry about house, living in a house, being safe. I mean, if you look at Palestine, for example, like safety is the number one thing that they are looking for at the moment. I don't have that, and I feel very blessed to have that. because I don't have to worry about a bomb taking off, going off in somewhere down the road where that's going to affect me or people I know. So I have that sense of satisfaction and pleasure knowing that I am safe. I have food. I have water. I'm so much better than the people in Palestine and in Yemen and all these other places where there's wars happening. Or I grew up in Kenya and I've seen poverty firsthand. I've seen people who are so poor that they don't know where the next meal is coming from. And that is very sad to see. But that tells me that actually I am in a better position than them. Not that I don't want them to be in that position. I should try and do whatever I can to remove them from that position. But all I'm trying to make a point of here is that the fact that I don't have to worry about all of these things means I should be immensely grateful for the fact that I have all of the fact that I want to even think about growth and self-actualization and transcendence means that all of these other needs have been met. And surely that means I need to be thankful and grateful for what I have. So every time I go through a difficulty in life, maybe a sale fell through, I'll sit down and think, actually, the fact that I could even make a sale, I could make a pitch to make a sale, means I'm in a better position than like 50, 60, 70, 80% of the people in the world. That means something. That should count towards something. And I should take pleasure in the fact, knowing the fact that I'm in a good position. I should be thankful. So every time I go through the difficulty, I sit back, I ponder, I look at everything else that is working in my life, everything that's going well in my life, and I'm grateful for that, because even though something is difficult, 100 other things are easy for me. They're much easier for me than for other people. And that gives me perspective in life. That gives me a way to be thankful for what I have, because it is only through that thankfulness that I am able to continue walking on this journey and this path in life. Now, I studied a degree in philosophy at the University of Birmingham in the UK. One of the best times in my life, and I absolutely love philosophy. I love studying it, and if I had a chance to go back to university, I'd do it all over again, because I absolutely loved it. Anyways, the first day in class where we had like a session, a class where we were introduced to the whole concept of philosophy and what philosophy is all about, and we were told that philosophy is a luxury, because the only reason I'm able to sit in a class and study philosophy with fellow philosophers and professors of philosophy is the fact that my other needs have all been met. There's no war going on. There's no demand for me to look for food and for water to keep me alive, because that has all been looked after. So I can just sit down, focus, and think about all these like deep concepts, like the meaning of life and what it is that we're meant to be doing in this world, and the concept of justice and ethics and metaphysics and epistemology and I don't know, philosophy of mathematics, all of these stuff, analytic philosophy, continental philosophy, all of this stuff can only happen if everything else is met. And the fact that all of those needs are met meant I could sit in a class and study philosophy. And that is meant to be very powerful, because if I am grateful for what I have, then the difficulties I'm going through will be put in perspective, because okay, I understand life is difficult. I understand what I'm going through at the moment. I might be going through a job loss, or break up in a relationship, or I might be going through a loss of life, a loss of someone who's close to me. That's difficult. It's very difficult. But if I put that into perspective, there's a lot to be grateful about. There's a lot to be thankful about, because I have been blessed so much in this life. People would dream to have the life I have. I know it's not the life I envisioned for myself. It's not the life I wanted for myself. But actually, if you think about it, people in Africa would dream. They would give up anything just to be across the pond and live in the UK or whichever part of the world you live in, and earn the money that you earn, and eat the food that you eat, and drink the drink that you drink. Like, they would do anything to have it. That's a luxury for them. For us, it's just a basic necessity. That's a luxury for them. So when I think about that, and I write that in my journal, and I ponder on all of these things, I come to the perspective where, do you know what, life is difficult. I know it is difficult. I'm finding it very difficult at the moment with whatever I'm going through, and I'm sure everyone else is going through difficulty in life. but the fact that I've been so blessed to be able to just not have to worry about things that other people worry about is immensely powerful, and gives me a sense of solace and peace, that you know what, I can now relax knowing that I'm being looked after. I have been looked after. I believe in God, so strongly believe in God. So I know that God is always going to look after me. He's always going to make sure that I'll be well taken care of. There won't be a point in life where I'll be ever alone, because I know God is always there to look after me, to protect me, to make sure I get to where I want to get to, as long as my heart is open to that. So yeah, I hope this has been beneficial, because I think it's a very powerful tool and technique to have this whole sense of gratitude and feeling thankful, because it is only through this thankfulness and this gratitude that we can then sit down, relax, and sit down and ponder on what we want in the future, and take every difficulty as it comes in isolation, and not think, oh, my life is so difficult, I want to end it all, and I wish it never existed, I wish I never existed, all of that stuff. No, I think we take a perspective. We know what we've gone through in life. We know where we are currently. We immensely grateful for what we've had so far, and then we can move forward in our journey in life. So I hope this has been beneficial, and I hope you took away something from this as much as I did. And until next time, thank you very much. See you soon.